Yo, salute. What up, Dream Builders? How y'all feeling? Okay, listen, y'all. Oh, we got something special for you today. Okay, so look, if you've been watching the channel, then you know this is all about helping new and aspiring entrepreneurs be able to get more customers and make consistent revenue. And in this video, I'm going to show you how one of my clients just made $1 million in 8 months. Let's go. Roll it. All right, so listen. Okay, look. So first of all, let me show you the $1 million, and I'm gonna open up their ClickFunnels and go through that process. So already have it open here. If you look right here, starting January 1st to 2024 and to August 30th, 2024, 1,033,000. Okay, y'all see that? $1,033,000 was made, and this, yeah, I want y'all to see also that this is off a product that is $394. Okay, so I get it. People are, they have you saying high ticket, high ticket, high ticket, high ticket. I get it. You want to sell the high ticket products and all of those things. But I'm trying to show you, and I'm going to teach you this process in this video if you stick around and watch it. But I want to show you exactly how we were able to do this. I opened it all the way up. It's about a 2-hour free training that I'm doing live. If you want to access the training on how we built this, what system we use, what type of funnel we build, how do we come up with the marketing plan, I open that fully up in my training. You'll see the link below to my ready to launch training, or you can just go ahead and visit wordstaylor.net and register for the training. We are live on that. Okay, cool. So look, first of all, I want you all to see that here's what I love. Let's just look in, we're now in September, so let's look in September. Let's start with September 1. The biggest thing, man, is you want to be able to create income on a daily basis, right? There's a special way we have to do this. So look, we look at September 1, all right, $3,000 made on September 1. All right, if we look at September 2, I'm not going to go through the entire month. We're already in September, but look at September 2. Uh-oh, my bad. So even looking at September 2nd, September 2nd, September 2nd. All right, let's take a look at it. Okay, so the key thing in this again is how can you create income on a daily basis? What is the process to being able to do that? And what I learned, because I do have, why is this not pulling up here? Oh, there it is. So on September 2nd, you saw on September 1st, there was 3 grand made. You see on September 2nd, there was almost 10 grand made. And then we can continue to go throughout the entire week. Okay. But here's what I want to teach you. Grab your pen and pad. I want to show you exactly what we're doing. The first thing we had to do, this product was initially, when we first introduced it, well, it was a version of this, it was like $2,500. Now, we were making money. However, the thing about it was, I said, it would be best for us to create a different version and be able to lower that price to meet our audience where they are. In marketing, you have to learn to understand that when you start doing research and you understand where your audience is, you don't have to create something and tell them, hey, meet this expectation. So don't go out. I don't suggest this, going out and say, hey, I get that you may be only able to afford $400 or $500, but I'm gonna keep my product at $5,000 and you need to meet me here. You need to figure out how you can pay for that. That's not a $5,000 client. So what's happening with most people online is that your market or the research that you're doing, the audience that you're trying to serve, they're not willing to invest $5,000. Their belief system is not even up there, or they don't have the income. So therefore, they're saying no more often when you have an audience that will give you $394 with ease. This is what you have to understand. So think about Toyota and Lexus. Toyota says, hey, we have an audience that can give us $30,000. Perfect. Okay. For a car. Let's cater to that audience. But we have another audience that can give us 70. Let's create something for them. So what I'm saying to you, the first shift that we made is we kept the product, and $2,500 is not high ticket, right? That's just, it's higher, right? It's in the $1,000. We kept that product. We have another version, another product that's like 15 or 20 grand. However, I said, let's focus on the audience that is in front of us, that is constantly, there's more people that are trying to just escape pain. When you understand there are two types of people that you're going to market to. There's the people that are trying to escape pain, and then there's the people that are trying to move towards pleasure. When you understand the difference between those two, there's one that is saying, man, I just want to lose 5 pounds a month. Or I just want to make my first $100 a month or $200 a month. I just want to go from smoking 3 packs of cigarettes to let me just go down to 2. They're just trying to get out of the pain that they're in. They're not necessarily looking at the overall, like, hey, I want to make $1 million, or I want to lose 100 pounds. And if you put that in front of them, it may be too much to where they can't fathom it. Their belief system is not there. So then now you get caught up with people that I just wanted to make $500 a month, but you just put, oh, I'm gonna show you how to make $1 million a month. Their belief system doesn't. So that will crush them. That's actually more discouraging for them. I get that you may be the person that is encouraged by that. I am, right? But there are other people that get discouraged by that. It's intimidating to them right now. So the first thing we had to do was look at what could we create that will build us an army, that will be a no-brainer price, no-brainer product, still give the highest level of quality. We still wanted to make sure our quality was up here, superior quality. We moved in a spirit of excellence. A spirit of excellence is what we're trying to do. And then as we move them through this product, we ultimately create our next customer. Let me explain what I'm saying. So here you have it where, hey, I have this program this program is $500, and I'm going to teach you how to just make an extra $1,000 a month. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay. So now you're in the program. Maybe the program is like 90 days or a 12-week program, whatever. And now that person starts to make about $1,000 a month. Some may even make $1,500 or $2,000 a month. So now come toward the end of the program, and they say, all right, what's the next thing? Well, now you created a customer that can afford to pay you $5,000 or $10,000 because they have implemented the system that you gave them. They're making $1,000, $1,500 a month. So when you say, all right, I got another program for you that's $10K, or you could pay this on a monthly basis. Well, they're going to use the funds that you just helped them get to be able to do this. And they're going to say, and you're going to say, now this program is all about helping you get to 6 figures. And when they finally start to make 10K a month, all right, then we say, all right, listen, so now that you've been able to make 10K a month for the last quarter, you're now eligible for this program where we teach you how to scale your business to 7 figures. So what does that look like? It looks like now we teach you how to build out the team. We teach you how to create the SOPs, the standard operating procedures. We teach you how to actually interview and create a work list for people, and we teach you how to we add an ads team, onboarding system, offboarding system. Like we add all the things necessary, and we try to make you less important to the business. We teach you how you're no longer the bottleneck and all of those things, so we can be able to scale to 7 figures. You're now eligible for that. You see how we took this one person that just paid us $500, and we created a customer that will also be willing to give us five or 10 grand. And then next level is we created a customer that will be willing to give us 30 or 40. Because you pay 30 or 40. Why? Because now we're gonna help you make $1 million. And you're the proof that our systems work, because you just went through it on the lowest level. So what I wanted to do here was I wanted to create an army. I said, where we're going, we need an army of people that have results, that have been through the proven strategy, the step-by-step, and that can attest to what we've been doing, how we've been doing. In 8 months, changing the price, we went from averaging literally probably like 20, 30 grand a month, on our way to still having a great year, right? Where maybe 300 grand, almost 400 grand for that year, if we would have kept on that pace, selling the product at that price. However, shifting to this model, $1 million in 8 months. And with that, we now have an army as well. We now have people that believe, that love the product, that love what we're doing. So when we want to have other products like a conference, we know people are coming. We have a little mini retreat. We know people are coming. We want to sell t-shirts or seasonings or whatever. We know people are going to buy, because we have an army of believers that have been through the process. This is what you want. You want to build an army of believers. And not only that, in building this army, what you've also done is you've created residual income for yourself. All right. You've now, the first level, before you can get into high ticket, and everybody wants you to get the high ticket. One, you don't necessarily know how to get these people in front. I'm saying what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the person that's going to be able to pay me $30,000. I'm going to build them up to that person, right? But not only that, but you yourself are still slightly in survival mode. You yourself are like you on the borderline, on the spectrum of like, man, I'm one sale away from me not being able to necessarily pay my rent, pay my mortgage, pay my whatever, phone about to get called. You one sale away, you 2 sales away from that. And so you're trying to get somebody to pay you $5,000 or $10,000, and they're coming few and far in between. So instead, what we shifted to was, boom, here we go. Lower barrier of entry. Now we put a system and a monster behind that. It's easier to sell. It's selling with ease. So what does this do? It creates consistent income for you. What does consistent income do? It gets you and your brain out of fight or flight. It gets you out of survival mode. That's what we need to do. We got to get out of survival mode. Why? Because in entrepreneurship, you need this. You need your creativity. You got to have it. It's very hard to think creatively when you're still in survival. Y'all hear me? In survival, it's very hard to have creative and $1 million ideas, right? It's very hard to think about. Only thing you start to think about is the money instead of the impact of the people that you're trying to have. This changes everything. Okay, so look, now you're like, okay, what system do we do? How do we do it? So the first thing I had to do was I wanted to research what the audience that we had already get. So there are certain people that you've already got, like you've gotten customers already, right? So what I would do is put together a survey. Again, yeah, I break this entire thing down because I'm moving through it kind of quickly here. but I break this entire thing down on my free training. If you have not been, wordstaylor.net, or you can click the link below and go ahead and register. I show you everything. Okay. I even show this case study of how we got to here, all of that. So look, so I surveyed the audience and I find out what are some of the main pain points, what are some of the things that that they're going through, what are some of the things that they consider to be wins, what are some of the things that they've tried before and why have they failed, and then all right, if we could solve this problem with a system, how much would you pay for it? And now that we look at the market and how much they would pay for it, we look at the average and it's like, okay, the average person is saying they wouldn't pay over $1,000. So I don't want to go through this process of, even though yes, it can be more valuable than it can be worth it. And I'm not going to take anything out and make it less value. We actually added stuff. I'll get to that in a second. You said you can't even afford more than $1,000. This is a couple hundred people filling this out. So it's like, oh, so our market is not this for this product, for this pain that they're in. This is not a $10,000 pain. This is not a $5,000 pain. They're not willing to do it. They would prefer to keep this pain rather than to pay the $5,000. Okay, so let's see what you would pay. So what we decided was we were going to take the price. We created a different version of the original product because there are some people that want it hands-on, because this for the what was it, $29.97 version had a lot of hands-on touch. So I said, okay, we're going to create a $397 version, which included, now we're going to do pre-recorded on-demand videos for the entire thing. And instead of it being like a 6 or 9 month program, we saw that the average person was getting results in 4 weeks anyway. So we created a 6-week program. Now it's $397. You do it for 6 weeks. We have a video for every single day, taking you step by step through the process. We have an email for every single day, taking you step by step through the process. We have an onboarding call and an offboarding call. And not only that, but we have support calls 5 days a week. And so initially, and the creator of it only gets on 1 call a month. But we have coaches that have dominated in the program before are doing calls 5 days a week, right? The creator is only doing 1 call per month amongst the entire group. And in this, when we first like, wait a minute, they're going to get 5 calls. They're going to get the on-demand videos. They're going to get a private group. They're going to get the email messages every day, the onboarding call. Somebody's doing onboarding, somebody doing offboarding. It's like, this is a for real full-out mentorship. And I said, yeah, and we're going to do it for $397. And everybody was like, what? What are we? We're going to do low barrier of entry, high quality. That's what we're going to do. And I'm telling you all, we're going to build an army. We're going to get testimonials out the wazoo. And then when we present to the people the opening for the actual higher ticket, not even the 5K, for the thing that's 20 and 25, people are going to do it. And when we do a conference, like y'all haven't even seen, we just did a conference in Jamaica, sold out. Now we're headed to Dubai. People were flying to Dubai. We will have a conference in the States. People are going to come. The gear, every time we have a conference, the gear sells out because we have a freaking army. And then after the 6 weeks, what do? It's like, hey, you've been engulfed in all of this energy. You don't have to leave. We have a continuity program for you where you could pay this much a month and stay. 35% of the people stay. What? You're like, what? Yes. So I don't want y'all to just look at that $1 million in 8 months and just say that just came from the 397 sales. No, the 394 sales. No, that came from the continuity as well. People are doing the continuity. They're staying around. Okay, so now the key thing is to this. Here's the key thing that you need. All right, one, you need to know the audience. We had to dig into it. You need one main audience. The second thing we had to do was we had to identify the main problem, the most painful problem of that audience. Okay, so for this audience, we looked at people that have chronic illnesses. In doing so, I also understand that, well, the people that typically have these chronic illness are people that are maybe lower income. They're not making enough money to be able to say they may be making $60,000, $70,000, and then it's like, well, you want to have a high ticket program that's 10 or 15 or 20,000. It's like, if I make $50,000, am I gonna give you almost half of that? It's very hard for me to commit to giving you half of that or 15 of that. And then now I have to live off 35. It's very hard to fathom that for people. So, but can you live off can you part your ways with $397 to solve that problem? Yes. And so we have to look at our market. You should be focusing on the market because the market will dictate. Only reason that Louis Vuitton and Bentley or whatever is the price that it is because we told them that it was okay to value at that. We will pay that. If they said, all right, our shirts are going to be $1,000 and no one bought it, they wouldn't be in business still, or they would create a different shirt that was $300 and then we would buy it. But the market said, yep, it's okay, I'll buy that. Based off of your branding, based off of your marketing, based off of what you're presenting to us, we said yes. But the market said it ain't hot, and it's not hot. Music, you can have a song and you can think it's the hottest song. All of these record people, labels, and all that stuff, they can say, oh, this is a hit, this is a hit. And it goes to the market and they're like, no, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Okay? So I remember Victoria's Secret did an entire line for heavy set women. And they were trying to, because they crave of like a body, you want to be body inclusive and things like that. So they were like, okay, so we're hearing what y'all saying. And they did an entire line. Look it up. They did an entire line for women that were a little more meaty. Flopped. The market said, no, I'm good. That's not what I want from you. Don't do that. Don't do it. Target, when y'all saw the big thing with Target, they had started creating clothing for LGBTQ, right? And again, what happened to their stock? People spoke out like, nah, don't do that. And of course, the LGBTQ community was like, wait, so you pulled it because they said not to? Now we have a problem with you. I'm showing you all that the market, the consumers are the ones that get to dictate. And so instead of us trying to tell the consumer, no, you're going to pay this much, it's like, oh, this is where you are, and you can do this with ease. Let's do that. And now your conversions increase, which the income increases, which the consistency increases, and the impact increases. And so once we find the audience, we find the problem, then the next thing we need to do is we need to create a journey. For me, I use webinars to create the journey. So again, I want to invite you to my webinar so you can see how I put it together. So we create the journey we attract the right people, we create the right messaging. I talk about this on the free training as well, where the messaging that how I put it together, I call it my 3 deep copy strategy. And how I actually find the audience, how do I create the right messaging and then attract them to get them on the webinar. And then on the webinar, that's where the magic happens. Because now you get to roll out your product. So once you're in the product or in the space where, because it's very hard to do this in a 30, 40-second reel, to roll out your product, to get people bought into you, who you are, what you do, what problem you solve, all of those things, right? But on a 2-hour webinar, you can do all of those things and then finally get that product in front of them. And then people will start selling, will start buying. People will crave it because they're like, oh, I get it. I see why this is important to me. And that's exactly what we did. We started doing the webinars. We started doing them. I had to do them every single week. Then we started doing them 3 times a week. And then we just kept going from there. And now it's like it starts to produce so much that once you consistently do it, you start to be able to predict, okay, we got this many people on. Typically, we're converting at 15%, 10 or 15%. So we know this many people come on, this many sales. This many people come on, this many sales. So you can start to look at the cash flow that comes in. You start looking at the people that come in. You start looking at the impact. Ooh, 6 weeks, boom. 6 weeks, we know if 100 people came out in 6 weeks, probably 35 of them will stay. That's at 35%. So now we looked at the predictability of the cash flow and everything. All right. Look, I want to show you all this entire process of what we did, how we do it. It's on my free live training. Go to wordstailor.net. But the biggest thing, y'all, is you have to pick the right audience. I would survey that audience. Once you survey that audience, you'll be able to create the right type of messaging for that audience to attract them to you. Once you're able to do that, then you use content to now get them to register for a webinar. Once you get them on a webinar, you roll out the entire plan of how you're going to take them from pain to pleasure. And then once you roll that plan out, now you're going to present your offer. You present your offer, you get sales, and then you analyze, you optimize, you repeat. You'll hear me say that on the training. You analyze, you optimize, you repeat, and you do it consistently. All of this that I'm telling you, as you all have seen on my page, is called client acquisition. If you can put together a system that will bring you consistent customers, you can now have a profitable business, right? And that's what we did. And so now we're at the point where, we're every single month, it's like every single class that comes through, when people finish, say, hey, you can now stay on our continuity, or you're now eligible for this program where we've proven ourselves to you here. Now we can go ahead and get you here. Okay. So, hopefully this video was helpful to you and you to start establishing yourself as like, look, let me do a little more market research. Let me study the market a little more and find out if my price is the problem. Sometimes the price can definitely hurt you and it can deter people, especially if those people are not prepared or their belief system is not where you need it to be. Now, let me say this last thing. And there are people that are willing to pay your price now. Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. In me shifting this, I was talking about building the masses. So a true funnel of we start here to the masses amount of people. I want an army. So when we look at putting out content, like the client that I'm telling you about, their YouTube is grown. Now we're monetized on YouTube. Their Instagram is about to be at 200,000 followers. The interviews that they're now getting and the podcasts they're being asked to come on. That's because the army is just growing and they're sharing and watching everything. And then I wanted to say, okay, of that, which one of y'all want to go on this journey with us? Okay, of this group, which one of y'all want to come to this journey? And of this group, which one of y'all want to come to the highest journey with us? I just wanted to turn it upside down. I get y'all want to start with the high ticket and all that, but I wanted to go here, 397, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom. And that's what's been working for us. Creating the actual customer that will be willing to just support everything we've done. And we can serve them the highest level, meet them where they're at financially, that's something that they can pay with ease, and they still get the quality service and the transformation. Oh, you can't beat it. All right, so let's go. I will show you all other clients that we've been able to do the same. You'll see that on the free training as well. Go ahead to wordstaylor.net and register for that free live training. Hope you enjoyed this training. We'll dig in more. Let's get it. Your man worked. Yeah. Let's go, y'all.